We got the very first mob vote video for 2023, which will give us 3 mobs that we can vote for the Minecraft live event, and will be in the next version 1.21. Hello there, Ray here. Let's take a look at this video and see what secrets it holds. So it first starts out by having Little Vu, Jens, as well as Ignis riding on this boat.
Are you sure this is the quickest way to Minecraft Live?
I'm positive. This is definitely a shortcut.
Maybe we will have an adventure and find some new mobs along the way.
So they already made a mention of finding mobs along the way during their adventure. This is a bit different than previous years. This time the tiny characters are on a boat rather than the players appearing up in locations where the new mobs will live. But their adventure doesn't go quite as they planned.
But we have a lot to do before Minecraft Live.
Like voting for mobs.
That's why we're taking my super secret shortcut. We'll be there in no time. I might have a small confession to make.
Tell me we're not lost. I didn't even bring my Lost at Sea hat.
That's very typical you, Tiny Woo.
So they're on the boat and they're on their way to Minecraft Live, but then all of a sudden Jens wants to take this shortcut, which turns out not to be a shortcut at all, and they are lost. But it sounds like they're going to come across the 3 new mobs that we get to vote for along the way.
But we are not lost. We are going on an adventure instead. Yay!
Will Tiny Jens, Tiny Agnes, and Tiny Woo ever reach Minecraft Live? Are they in fact lost? And will they meet some new mobs along the way?
And because the video ends without showing us any new mobs, we can come to some pretty clear conclusions on what these mobs will be just from the information that we have so far. So if they're actually going to come across all 3 mobs, we are limited to what they can actually access because they're inside of a boat. Now because they're on a boat, there's 3 main different ways that they could encounter new animals along their journey. So with boat access, the main thing that I can think of is actually sea life. So you can actually run across some type of water aquatic mob. Now we already have a lot of different types of fish. So besides cod, we also have salmon in the game, but we also have the puffer fish. But on top of that, we also have the tropical fish, which have like a gazillion different variations. So we have a lot of different fish types. So it's unlikely that they're going to add in more fish types. Besides that, we also have dolphins, which aren't actually a fish, but they are aquatic. And we have turtles, which are in beaches and go into the water. Let's not forget about squid, which are another aquatic mob. Plus, down below lush caves, you can find axolotls. And in swamps, frogs can produce tadpoles, which are their own mob and also an aquatic. And also deep in the world, glow squids can spawn instead of normal squids. And let's not forget about ocean monuments, which have guardians and elder guardians. Plus, we also have the drowns, so we already have a lot of aquatic mobs, but it's very likely that at least one of the 3 mobs that they encounter on their boat trip is some type of aquatic mob. Just because there's all this lovely water beside their boat, and a mob could easily come floating up or swimming up to them, and then they could see it and talk about it while standing on the boat. Now I know a lot of people would like to have sharks come into the game, but it seems like there's a common theme where they try not to put hostile mobs that are related to in real life mobs. Probably just to avoid them getting like a bad rep in real life, just because in game they're a hostile mob and they like attack the player. It also might give people the wrong idea thinking that sharks always attack players, when in real life sharks don't always attack people. But if you've seen my YouTube short, you will know that they are not going to put in scary mobs.
We will share news about upcoming vanilla features, updates on tools and happenings, and other game news. And like in previous years, there will be a mob vote. I can't tell you what the mob vote options are, but I can tell you that there will be 3 different cute animals.
This was announced by Jens at a Chinese conference related to Minecraft. So we know that all 3 options when it comes to the mob vote are going to be cute animals. Because he said cute animals, it might not be a made up Minecraft animal, but instead choose from the already cute animals that exist in real life. First thing that comes to mind when I think of cute aquatic animals is the sea otters. These things are very cute. They're in water, even along oceans, and some types are in danger, as Minecraft sometimes uses their platform to bring awareness to different issues that they think should be talked about. We've seen this with like the sea turtles and the axolotls. Speaking of cute mobs, when I typed in cute aquatic animals, axolotls came up, and you can see quite a few different other animals that we already have in the game, like sea turtles, pufferfish, octopus, which are kind of like squids. But another option is the seahorse, which looks quite a bit different than the other water mobs that we have. So for the in-water cute animal, which one would you like? So the second main animal that they can come across is one that's in the air. Because there is plenty of air around their boat, they could easily have something like a seagull come flying through the air and then land on their boat, and then they can interact and talk with it. But the bird would also have to follow in the cute category. And I don't think most people would consider like a seagull as being cute. Now we already do have parrots in the game, which are really cute. Now besides the parrots, which come in a lot of different colors, we also have chickens, which are technically a flying mob, even though they only go downwards very slowly. We also have some other kind of ambient flying mobs like bats and bees, which are also an insect. Of course, let's not forget about the lay, which is a fictional one. But then we also have the phantoms, which are a hostile one, the gas, as well as the ender dragon. We do have quite a few things that fly in the game. Now if the flying mob takes an ambient position, kind of like the bat, it would be pretty boring. So hopefully it's not that. But something like an owl is definitely very cute with their big eyes. And since it does show them sailing at night, they could definitely encounter a nighttime mob. And of course, let's not forget about ducks, which have these ducklings that are super adorable. There's also goslings, which are baby geese, which fall in the bird category, as well as the semi-aquatic. What cute flying mob would you like to see up for boat? Now the third type of thing that they can come across is an island, where they can pull their boat up to it. They can use this little ladder to access like the island and interact with the mobs on it. It even states in the very beginning of the video, it says don't try any of these stunts at home. The tinies have been specially trained for water leaping and ladder climbing, making us think that they're going to climb up and down this ladder and also leap from like here into the water and back out again. Now also in the beginning it says, please note, block-built boats cannot sail in-game, meaning that this ship here, which looks just like the shipwreck ones, can't actually sail in-game. But this does look like a pretty fascinating boat, as we can look at these sails here, and the actual sails are probably made out of some kind of wool. But these timbers here that hold the sails, they don't look like any wood type that we have. They're not pink enough to be cherry, and this texture outside is quite bizarre. So maybe we're going to get a new wood type with 1.21. When I think of cute island animals, I think of the different types of seals. These are also considered aquatic, and baby seals just look so cute. Penguins are another cute mob that they can encounter, so they can pull up along like an iceberg, and there could be a bunch of penguins on it. But it seems like everybody agrees that there is one super cute island mob, and that's these quackos, which are marsupial from Australia. That does seem like a very specific mob, so they probably won't go with something so specific. But when it comes to cute land animals, there's just so many to choose from. Which cute land animal would you like to see up for vote? Now when it comes to land animals that are cute, there is just so many different ones that we can choose from. It's hard to say if they'll be like any of the ones that we currently have, especially when it comes to the baby variations. That will make whatever one they do add extra cute. Which also makes me wonder, since they're cute, will they actually have any special properties? Like even some of the most basic mobs in the game, like pigs, are still useful to the player as they provide food. You can even ride the pig. Because if they're just cute, they won't have much use to the player over time. So like if the otter was added, maybe the otter can go out and find oysters or pearls that are in the ocean, and then once in a while actually drop it off for the player. And then maybe that pearl could be added to your armor or sword to give you extra luck when looting chests. And maybe the owl could be like the parrot, where it can ride on player's shoulder. And then once it rides on your shoulder, you then have the owl's amazing vision, like night vision, so you can see really well at dark. That way you can have kind of like a long-term night vision, but then maybe you have to take care of the owl by giving it food every once in a while, so it doesn't leave you. Maybe the seals or penguins can be sort of like cats are to the player, but instead of like chasing away creepers, maybe they can scare away hostile water mobs. What perks would you like a cute mob to have? Now, someone who likes to design farms in Minecraft, when it comes to something that's just cute, it doesn't really help me come up with anything new, so hopefully it drops some unique item, as I do have an entire Minecraft series where I'm designing automatic farms for every item in the game. But actually, one part of that is also making farms for every single entity in the game, including every mob. And for the most part in the past, whenever they came out with a so-called cute mob, it also had somewhat of a functionality. Probably one of the most useless mobs in the game is the polar bear, and even then I was able to design this really funny farm around it. Do you think mobs should always drop some type of item so that they could be farmed and actually have a use, especially if they don't provide any further features? Let me know. And make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out as I review each of the new mobs when they are presented to us for the mob vote. I will also be doing live commentary during the Minecraft Live event and doing a Minecraft Live review, and also covering all the new features when they come out in the snapshots. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.